Hey guys, what is going on? It's Watanator here, and I'm bringing you another Phoenix Wright Dual Destinies Let's Play walkthrough, whatever it is. I don't know, something that'll catch you guys' interest. The game volume is gonna only come out of one speaker, I'm guessing, or if you're having headphones, one side of the headphones, which kind of is garbage, but whatever. My noise filter that I have for my 3DS capture card, it's like frayed, and it's not really like wanting to pick up the right headphone sound. You'll still hear my voice through both headphones, I believe. But I just ordered a new one, so that should be here in a couple days. But I want to get this game underway and get through it as soon as possible. So I'm gonna play with it anyway. Anyway, here we go. April 19th, 9:30 a.m. District Courtroom number 4. So we're back against Simon Blackwell after much deliberation and everything we had to figure out, and we are in quite the pickle, if I do say so myself. Court is back in session for the trial of Damien Tenma. Apollo Justice, defense team leader, ready, Your Honor. Athena Sykes, assistant defender, is ready too, Your Honor. Jessup Brett. As chipper as ever, I see, and in French, no less. And the prosecution? Very well then. By the way, I asked Detective Fulbright to provide sturdier shackles today. Shackles. There will be no more of your funny business this time, Prosecutor Blackwell. Now, your opening statement, if you would. I believe it's standard procedure for the prosecution to handle it. Looks like the judge is really bringing it today. He probably realized how Blackwell played him. That was one mean game, Simon says. Yeah, his honor is to fight to defend his honor today. Your boldness. It's plain to see that you've always dreamed of delivering an epic opening statement. I have? I don't know if I'd say that. Why, of course you have. I saw it in your eyes the last time you gave the opening statement. That was the look of one who yearns deeply for the thrill of an epic opening statement. For decades now, you have been watching opening statements from your bench. They were the crown jewels of the court. One thing you could not possess. The crown jewels of the court? Now, at long last, they are within your grasp. How could you possibly refuse? Oh, so you don't mind if I do it then? I'll make a special exception. Just this once. Here we go again. Yep, more of Blackwell's mind games. Well, in that case, I think I might go ahead and make the opening statement myself. In yesterday's session, we learned the shocking truth that the victim, Alderman Rex QB, was the Amazing Ninetales. We also learned that the Amazing Ninetales was a key figure in the yokai craze and anti-merger protests. It was further revealed that upon learning Rex QB's secret identity, Mayor Damien Tenma murdered him. The fact that the crime took place in a tightly locked room was also brought to light. And the only people in that tightly locked room were the defendant and the victim. The defense proposed the existence of a hypothetical third party, but further investigation revealed no proof of a third party who had escaped the room. Ergo, we must conclude that the evidence against the defendant is, well, conclusive. Eek! Did I say something wrong? That was quite astonishing. You truly outdone yourself this time. Oh, one more thing to boast about to my grandchild. Well, this was not an unexpected turn of events. Now then, it seems the prosecution has called a new witness to testify. The inexplicable yokai evidence left at the scene of the crime. Well, does that not demand some sort of explanation? The feathers and tracks? Weren't those left by the mayor while he was possessed? That was but an act to protect his daughter. Oh? Yes, of course. I expected as much. Wait, did he actually believe the mayor's award-winning performance? His daughter was the only one who planted the yokai evidence. Ergo, the true identity of the yokai in the manor was the manor's maid, Jinxie Tenma. The prosecution is engaging in mere conjecture. Would you care for some witness testimony then? For I am ready to prove that the little scamp is the one behind the Temataro farce. Temataro. Witness testimony, I bet he means Filch and that creep LaBelle. Very well then. Bailiff, would you bring in the first witness? Who is it, Mr. Filch? Oh, of course. Mr. Filch, you made quite the hasty exit yesterday. See that doesn't happen again today.
Been known for my hasty retreat since I was a kid. Bit of a trademark of mine.
Indeed, you managed to give a total of 5 bailiffs the slip.
Like those amateurs could ever nab me. Yipes!
Perhaps we should shackle you by the neck. That would keep you in place.
Yipes! No, please! I'm liable to whip my own head off if I start running.
Your statement now.
Yes, sir. Mr. Blackhead, sir.
He may be the hasty retreat, but there's no escaping Prosecutor Blackwell. Keep on, Professor. Yeah, Blackwell doesn't strike me as a give-up-easy type. Now then, Mr. Filch, your testimony, please. Specifically the true nature of the yokai you saw on the matter shortly after the crime.
Tematara's really that little maid gal. Ain't no doubt about it. I mean, the Tematara I saw was just a little thing about her size. But the little one had a big old staff. I seen her when she came into the foyer. Betcha she stole it from Forbidden Chamber after stumbling on the crime scene. She was gonna use it to wow me on account of my fierce reputation. I just know it.
So, Tenmatara was short in stature. And that's because it was Miss Jinxie Tenma all along.
You betcha, besides all the rest of the matter, we were way taller than her.
Feigning height is but an easy thing. But a big ox like the defendant could never pass for short. What if the Tematara impersonator was walking on their knees?
Well, no knee walking. I seen it myself.
Then perhaps that yokai really was Miss Tenma after all. All monsters are not but tricks, either the mind or the cheap parlor variety. So you're saying she created an illusion like one of those magical eye things? Precisely. Human senses are easily deceived. Take the fellows in the cell next to me. Each night he cries and screams about some ghost he thinks he sees. But in truth, it was simply the janitor. Ho ho ho! Prosecutor Blackwell just gave up the ghost, literally. The janitor's deathly complexion and all white attire are no doubt partially to blame. And the fact that he constantly mutters about taking vengeance for this or that. That actually sounds like a real ghost to me. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. Alright, here we go, baby. Cross-examination time! Had a big old staff. Do I have the staff? No, I don't. Alright. We should press him. Hold it. Well, you're not going to brush it all off by claiming the perp was short.
Must have hit a raw nerve, because you ain't that tall yourself.
Look who's talking, Mr. I've got to stand on a box just to testify. Anyway, Mr. Filch, correct me if I'm wrong. But didn't you say Tematara you saw had a staff?
Cross my heart, hope to die. I know, cause it went jingle and a jangle.
And where do you suppose that staff came from?
The staff, you say? Well, bet you she stole it from the Forbidden Chamber after stumbling on a crime scene.
The key. Should I present that? I think that might be true.
Objection!
It would seem that Tematara was, in fact, not this innocent little girl.
Huh? How you figure that?
You claimed that Tematara you saw had set one of those staves from the Forbidden Chamber, but it would have been impossible for Miss Tenma to get a hold of one. Care to elaborate, Mr. Justice? I knew this was right. The mayor swallowed this key shortly after the murder. He wanted to keep the killer out of the Forbidden Chamber. What's this? This key was deep in the mayor's stomach when Miss Tenma discovered the crime scene. So you see, it would have been impossible for her to get into the Forbidden Chamber. In short, the Tenma seen holding that staff could not have been Jinxie Tenma.
Ah!
What? Haha! First try this time. I'm getting good. Bubba.
And who does the defense believe was impersonating Temataro? Our Temataro impersonator is none other than Mayor Tenma's aide. Such accusations beg evidence. Aside from his ghastly appearance, can anyone prove he is the yokai we seek? Yes, in fact, I can. Very well, let's see where the defense is going with this. Easy as pie. The hand cream. We found this hand cream in the Forbidden Chamber, and we know that whoever was Temataro took one of the staves out of there. In short, I believe whoever this hand cream belongs to is the yokai impersonator we're looking for. But Mr. Justice, how do you propose to identify the hand cream's owner? I'm glad you asked, Your Honor. The defense requests a fingerprint analysis on this piece of evidence. It might tell us who it belongs to. Interesting. So you expect to find the yokai's prints there? Very well. I hereby call a short recess while we wait for the fingerprints results. No need for that, Your Boldness. We have the prints of everyone at the manor that day. You called Prosecutor Blackwell? Could anyone be more whipped? Fulbright, and analyze this for prints. You have 3 minutes. Your wish is my command. Very well, then I guess we'll just wait right here. It would seem the fingerprints analysis is complete. What do the results show? What in the world? They're Florent LaBelle's prints, aren't they? This is absurd. Prosecutor Blackwell? I'm not going to like this, am I? Don't tell me. They're Temataro's prints. Fingerprints analysis has revealed that the prints belong to Phineas Filch. What? Wait. What? What? Then Mr. LaBelle wasn't the one who went to the Forbidden Chamber. Why, you tricksy little tanuki. Explain yourself now.
Sure. Them prints are mine. I mean, I did pilfer the hand cream from Mr. LaBelle after all.
So you're the one who went into the Forbidden Chamber.
So what if I did? Got a problem with it? Yipes!
You fool of a tanuki.
What? He couldn't have caused it. He couldn't have killed. Could he? No.
Order! Mr. Justice can't explain what this could mean. Excellent question. The fact that Mr. Filch was in the Forbidden Chamber. Wait a second. Does this mean the Temataro holding that staff was Phineas Filch?
Yipes! Another cat out of the bag.
What? Mr. Filch is Temataro?
What? I would never have guessed.
I don't understand. Does this mean Mr. Filch is the real killer? The witness will explain himself. The sensei.
Begging your pardon, Your Honorship, but he was just doing what the alderman told me. He wanted me to be Temataro in the village exorcism ritual.
Oh, you mean that event at Ninetales Vale Festival? So that was you inside the Temataro costume?
Yep, and after the event, I went to watch that pro wrestling program. But it brought me to tears on account of the wrestlers being complete jabos.
So we didn't actually watch the entire wrestling match.
That's when I looked at the Temataro costume and got a great idea. Nobody can tell it's me while I'm wearing it. And cause of them superstition, no matter what I do, the villager won't say a word.
In other words, you use the superstition to effectively render yourself invisible? Why did you want the entire Forbidden Chamber in the first place to enter the...
Cause of the treasure there! Thought that was my big chance to sneak on it and nab it.
Treasure?
Yeah, oh, that's the greatest quick chance in the universe. Grandpappy told me all about it. Said there's amazing treasure in there.
He went in there not knowing his grandfather already pilfered it. Guess that's one tale that didn't get passed down from grandpappy to grandson. Wait, how exactly did you get into the Forbidden Chamber? There was a meeting in the Fox Chamber that day. Plus, the mayor swallowed the only key that would open the Forbidden Chamber's door. You couldn't have possibly gotten in. The air vent, of course.
I could get through the air vent in the foyer. The vent's west of the Alderman picture. I went in on in, made a nice little hole. Used that to get into the air duct that was in the Forbidden Chamber I did.
You what? But how is that even possible? Wait a sec. Remember that air vent in the Forbidden Chamber? So Mr. Filch found a way to get into that air duct.
And that's how he got to the foyer vent and the Forbidden Chamber vent.
So Tenmatar was nothing more than a cat burglar, or rather a tanuki burglar. And Rebecca being without anyone to charge for the Alderman's murder.
Looks like our so-called yokai is nothing more than one big troublemaker. Tell me, Mr. Filch, what did you do after fleeing to the foyer?
I got out of that costume right quick. Would have just caused trouble at that point.
And where is that costume now?
Heck, if I know. And it ain't my fault if you never find it.
The police searched every nook and cranny. No yokai costume was left in that manor. What if it was tossed outside the manor? Ah!